Hello YouTube, my name is Paul, hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to another Amiga Power Top 100 video, where I go through Amiga Power's Top 100 games, the ultimate all-time Top 100. Bearing in mind this was the penultimate Amiga Power magazine, I believe, from August 1996. So a quick recap, I just go through the games on the listing. We're currently on game 60, down to 51. Over 10 parts, I'll show you some of the box art, talk a bit of nostalgia, get a bit of gameplay footage, and just very briefly describe if the game deserves to be in the Amiga Power Top 100. Obviously, everybody's list is subjective. Everyone's got different tastes in games, haven't they? Most of these games I'm familiar with. One or two I've never played before. If it's a strategy game, I don't tend to play it at all because I find strategy games on the Amiga quite slow, generally. So unless I played them back in the day, like Dune 2 or the Settlers and that, I find it very difficult to be introduced to a new strategy game. So let's crack on anyway. We'll start off with game number 60. So, as promised, game number 60. Now, game 60 is a public domain game. Now, there's quite a few very interesting PD games on the Amiga. Some of them are actually very good and very playable. Now, this one reminds me a little bit of like Turrican crossed with something like, say, Pang. It's got a kind of graphical style. One of many games discovered by AP, David Patworth's version of Asteroids, or even Asteroids. Where a little bloke has graced our cover discs twice. And it's still great fun, especially played with two joysticks. The control method of Champions. So I'm not quite sure if that's one joystick for rotating the gun, one joystick for moving the man around. But it's a thoroughly good game, I've got to say. I was quite surprised how good it was. It's certainly one I'll probably go and revisit and play again. But again, it's quite interesting how many PD games appear in Amiga Power Top 100. And tell you what, most of them are actually very good. Will it remain in my top 100? It's a difficult one to say. Probably one I might park though. I certainly wouldn't dismiss it. If you guys have had any experience playing Super Obliteration, please leave a comment in the box below. So, number 59, we have Kid Gloves. Now this is a game that's very familiar with Amiga Power Top 100 listings. A game that I think was in the first listing back in 1991. Kind of leaves the chart and comes back again. A game I'm not overly familiar with. It's a platformer. In my view, a very average platformer. It looks very average, sounds very average, plays very average, and a bit too cutesy wootsy for my own well, having said that, I love Rainbow Islands. It's not any cuter than that, but certainly for me it's a very average platform, and there's certainly at least 10 platformers I can think of that I prefer to Kid Gloves. But anyway, Amiga Power have a glorious way of writing it. A re-entry. The Stuart Campbell influence shows this year with the cover disc demo from AP number 2. A platform game complete with ladder ladies, angry women and snakes. Just like real life, in fact. So yeah, they like it. I think it's quite average. What do you think of Kid Gloves?
to the club.
So, in at number 59, we've got a game I'm quite familiar with, and that's Mercenary, another one that has featured in an Amiga Power listing. This is another re-entry. Now, back in the day, I played this on the Atari ST. Wireframe graphics, large worlds. You had to go traipsing around these worlds to find things to get other things to work. It's one of those sorts of games, really. It's a really good game, to be fair, but I never played it as much. Nowhere near as much as I played Damocles, which was its sequel, which actually looked and played fantastically for back in the day. Now, for me personally, I probably wouldn't have that game in my top 100, but Damocles would certainly feature. Mercenary, re-entry, Novagen, released before Amiga Power and almost certainly unavailable anywhere anymore. It's another Campbell entry for this 3D vector arcade adventure meets flight sim with a fare. It's still scarily big though. So yeah, again, like I said, sequel. I never played the game, the third one, to be fair. But yeah, Mercenary is a good game. If you've never played it, give it a go. Doesn't look anything fantastic in wireframe graphics, but the game itself is actually very good. So at number 57, we've got a game I am not familiar with. And the problem with these types of games, when you play them today, they're very slow. Very cumbersome, aren't they? And a lot of disc swapping. So for me, it's quite difficult to get into them now. I'm sure you guys may have played this game before and probably got some very warm, fuzzy feelings about it. And that game is War in the Gulf by Empire. Hefty box. Strategy game by all accounts. It looks really nice. You'll see that from the video clip in a minute in terms of the intro. So like I said, I never got beyond that to play it. So yeah, it wouldn't make my top 100 for obvious reasons. I've never played it before. And I probably will never give it a go in the future either. But Amiga Power, on the other hand. The third in Empire's line of virtually identical tank platoon games distinguishes itself by being yellow instead of green. It's the sand, see? And allowing us to use the man responsible for war in the Gulf joke several times in past issues, which has pleased us. Not quite sure what they're referring to there, but yeah, War in the Gulf. What are your experiences with that game? Is it a game that's worthy of being in the top 100? Personally, I haven't got a clue. So in the 56 then, we got a game that's worthy, in my opinion, of being in this top 100. A game I spent quite a bit of time on the Atari ST. And that's Carrier Command. I used to love this game. It's one of those games that you first put on, you think, what sort of fuss about? But persevere, because it's a brilliant game. Basically 2 carriers, your carrier, the enemy carrier, and in between the 2 of you, generally loads of different islands which you can colonize, build bases on, etc. You can patrol the seas with your planes, just keeping an eye on the sky and any imminent enemy danger. Launch your amphibious craft onto the islands to go and build the little structures that you need to build. Now, I've not played that game for a long time, got to be over 30 years, so I can't remember the ins and outs of it, but I know I really enjoyed it. And Amiga Power enjoyed it as well, because it was in their previous listing. I'm pretty sure it's been on a few of their listings, actually. Dated Curiosity, that's part Polygon flight sim and part Pacific type war game. And it's complete with landing craft, planes and plenty of island invading action. Still one of the few games to let you effortlessly slip from aircraft to groundcraft to seacraft. Brilliant game. I think it may have had a spiritual successor in Battle Command, but Battle Command is nowhere near as good as that one. Next up is a rather strange affair. I remember playing this quite a lot again on the Atari ST on a demo disc. It's not, in my view, a great game. It's a good puzzler. There's not loads of puzzles out there that are good, but not for me. I found it quite oversensitive when you played it. Trying to smash your balls around into each other causes a bit of heartache, doesn't it? Emotion by US Gold. Again, quite a surprise for me to see this on the list. But yeah, even today I struggle to play this game. So I'm not quite sure why it's got so high on its ranking, to be honest. If you guys think it deserves to be there, then let us know below. But yeah, it's alright. But it wouldn't feature in my top 100 for definite. Amiga Power, a re-entry again. So there's quite a few re-entries in this particular list. Despite Jonathan Nash hating it, this asteroids, but with elastic bands and the immutable laws of physics, have been flitting in and out of the top 100s, which it has. This year we've decided that we like it. There you go. It's a bit like that. It's a bit of a Marmite game. I'm kind of like not that keen on it, but I do have a lot of nostalgia for it from a particular demo disc back on the ST. at 54, we got a sequel to probably one of the best Amiga games of all time. Now, I remember buying this game. Lovely introduction. I thought that looked brilliant. Played the game. Wasn't that impressed with it, to be honest. I didn't give it nowhere near enough time. But the prequel, on the other hand, I absolutely loved. And that game is Lemmings 2. The Tribes. But yeah, it's something I never really got into, I've got to say. And probably because of that in itself, it wouldn't make my top 100. Whereas the original Lemmings is an amazing game. It probably is a good game, no doubt about it, but not really one I got into. But yeah, Amiga Power seems to like it. Again, what did you prefer? The original game or Lemmings 2? Lemmings 2! The good one. Yeah, so I'm not sure if they dislike Lemmings the first one, but Lemmings 2 the good one. Literally all it says. Bit lazy, wasn't it? Next up, we got probably one of my favourite games so far in this top 10. A game that, again, took a little while to get used to. It's got very delicate controls, but sublime animation. And that is Flashback. Now, this game I played to completion. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, it took a while to get on with. Another Worlds, on the other hand, I couldn't get on with that at all. But this, bloody hell, what a game. And certainly would feature in my top 100, only because it's brilliant. Great animation, great graphics. I love that it's got a storyline, and it's pretty cool, to be fair. And really good use of sound and music, really, throughout the game. So yeah, it's a really good effort there by Delphine. But yeah, Flashback, what a game. Amiga Power, again, it was in the previous issue, up 8 places. Rotoscoped animations of the cool leather jacketed hero. Top shooty action and an interesting plot make this platform adventure game heaps better than anything similar, and give it a well-deserved spot as a multi-format classic. Vive la France! Huh? So yeah, I totally agree. It's a brilliant game. One I'm glad I went back and persevered with. Otherwise, it could have ended up the same way as Another World. I could just put it down, never to be played again. But yeah, brilliant. So in a 52, another one of those games that I just can't get into. It seems quite cumbersome, quite slow, and I can't be asked to read the 400-page manual in the box. But no doubt it's probably a very good strategy game. I'm not sure if it's a sequel to something or the prequel to something, but it is K240. It's a bit like a Soviet submarine. Like Gremlin graphics. Again, if you've got any experience with this game, please let me know, but I just really could not be bothered to read that book to get into it. But no doubt in my mind, it's probably a very good strategy game. It's quite a late release as well. I think, what, 94 even. But yeah, when I put it on just to have a look at it, it did look quite nice. Unfortunately, I haven't got the time to play it, or to learn how to play it. So K240, 31. So it's up. No, it's actually down 21 places. It's SimCity, but on asteroids. There you go. That's pretty much how he summed it up. Clearly he's trying to sell it to me, aren't they? But yeah, any experiences you guys have got, please let me know in the comments box below. Well, finally, number 51. A game, again, I'm not overly familiar with, but it's quite a good platformer. It's got loads of nice little touches in the game, nice animation, funky, whatever kind of music it is, blues music, I guess. It doesn't sound very bluesy, it's quite a beat actually, quite funky. The Blues Brothers by Titus. Again, not spent a lot of time on that, but I do like it, I've got to say. I haven't got particularly far, I think maybe stage 2. Again, it's just got all your typical elements really, platforming elements. But the mechanics are slightly different. You get around the stages using different modes of transport, like a balloon for example, to float up and stuff like that. You can tell I haven't got a lot of experience with this game, can't you? But I like the music, I like the graphics. Would it be my top 100? I wouldn't say it's one of my favourite platformers again, but I probably wouldn't put it in my top 100. To be honest. But then again, like I said, I've not really given it the time that it deserves. Amiga Power on the other hand, the Blues Brothers. Re-entry, a platform game based on the Blues Brothers. Natch. There you go. That is 60 to 51. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'll see you guys again real soon. Take care and bye for now.